So let's talk about catching some sharks. How are these ads? Are these going to attract the right kind of people? Now hiring Tuesday only. All right. Limited time Arby's hires. Now hiring daily meal deals. I know this is just, you've seen these all the time, but I'm just like, what level of importance are they placing on hiring when this is the message they put out there, okay? Compare that to this. Pizza Hut, $300 sign-on bonus and up to $20 an hour. Is that going to pique somebody's interest versus this? Sure. I still haven't figured out how McAllister's does this, but work today, get paid tomorrow. Because again, what does the Uber, Lyft type of worker like? They have access to their money right away. These type of advertising messages, these are the right kind of bait that get you to break through the clutter. Everybody's tried internal referrals, and yeah, TJ, they don't work. I would tell you, you just haven't done them well enough. This is a Mediterranean chain in Denver. An associate, refer an associate, $100 after the first 6 weeks, $100 after 6 months. Manager, $350 after 6 weeks, another $350 after 6 months. You got to put it, it's like me gambling in Vegas. Everybody thinks I'm out here, I'll go gamble. I'm like, I don't put enough money on the table to win anything big. If you want to win in this arena, you got to put a little more money on the table. And I know it's hard to understand because it is an expense. But if you think about it, and if you look at all the surveys from the National Restaurant Association, they will tell you it costs your business $2,000 to lose an hourly employee. I would argue it's hard dollar costs $500. They have a bunch of soft costs in there. But every employee you lose is $500. Now on your P&L, that $500 is buried in meals or food costs, labor, recruitment costs, uniforms. You don't see it on your P&L because it's hidden all over the place. If your P&L said John Smith left, $500, Susie just left, $500, what would you be doing with your P&L on that line every single month? You'd fix the problem. Just understand that recruiting costs you at least $500 every employee that you lose. You just can't see it because it's hidden all over your P&L. Now all of a sudden $100 for an employee doesn't seem like that big of an expense. Because if you spend $500 every time you lose an employee and you lose 20 employees a year, that's 10 grand that you could have taken to the bank. 10 grand you could have had for raises. 10 grand you could have had for recruitment. Or better yet, 10 grand you could have had to market your business to more guests. And that 10 grand would be more effective because if you get rid of all the C-player losers, your guest experience will be better. So it'll magnify the impact. Similar to some of those boring restaurant ads you saw. Is this ad going to get somebody to stop their car when they drive by this school bus? And again, please, I'm not telling you to put your ads on the school buses, okay? This one says now hiring school bus drivers versus you'll never take your work home with you. In fact, it'll be illegal. Or make $16.25 an hour doing what most parents do for free. Those type of ads are the ads you need to put out there. You need to put the right bait in the water. You can't put a shrimp on a hook and expect to catch a shark. Chick-fil-A, of all places, needed to hire people in Waco, Texas. And they don't put up a now hiring cooks and cashiers. They put up a different message, now investing in hospitality professionals. You go into Chick-fil-A, you see it. Their service levels are different. The people are more clean cut. Yes, you could argue it's a religious cult, okay? But they know who they are. They don't apologize for it. And they are the most revered guest service fast food restaurant in the United States, hands down, bar none. Period. You can't argue that. Because they treat their people differently. I hope at this point you can at least figure out what sort of message you can put out for your recruitment ads. I would argue that if somebody wants to come in and be a cook for you, or they worked at another pizza place somewhere else or another restaurant, I would have them audition. Come in the back. Here's a great ad. Again, I would never use this in the restaurant industry, but if you're looking for computer programmers, the ad is the test. You can't even contact them unless you can solve this problem. Okay? So use this approach to get people to come in and apply for you. Go out to job fairs. I was shocked when I finally did this not too long ago when a high school called me and said, we're going to have a career fair at lunch. It was us. I'm in Texas. It was Whataburger. It was Chick-fil-A. It was a bank and a couple other places. And Whataburger and Chick-fil-A have all this swag, and they're giving away to all these kids. And I was a little behind the times because I didn't have all the swag, but I had coupons from all to come in. And the thing that I laughed about was Chick-fil-A gave them a 4-page paper application. I had a QR code. I'm like, look, dude, just click on this on your phone. You can apply in no time. But you have a captive audience of people. There are city career fairs that go on. There are ones that are in schools, community colleges. Show up and let people know you're hiring. I work for which not very many people know that brand as a consumer, let alone an employer. And if you're the little small guy in your town, they don't know who you are, you got to get your face out there. It'll help your business as well as your recruitment. Here's an ad I saw in the Buffalo Wild Wings men's room, a sticker on the mirror. Employees must wash hands before collecting tips and paychecks, rubbing them in the faces of their envious friends. If this sounds good to you, talk to the manager about joining our team. Because who does Buffalo Wild Wings want to work for them? People that love beer, wings, and sports. And people that love beer, wings, and sports go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and if they have enough of the be a part, they go to the restroom. Genius place to put an ad. Genius if you're trying to hire a consumer. I use a system called Apply on the Go. It's about $20 a month. It's not crazy, but I have these little cards. I have one restaurant with a drive-thru. We have actually had them outside on the drive-thru, and we have the other ones subtly by the area where you pick up your food. It's not screaming, now hiring, we're short-staffed, please come give us your money anyway. The amazing thing is when I interview kids, or my managers interview kids that come in, we'll ask them a lot, well, obviously they got the card in the restaurant. Have you ever been to Which before? No. But you got the card from the restaurant. I didn't realize this. It was just, I'm a little slow. You know what they almost all told me? My mom, my dad, my friend. My mom came in, saw we were hiring, gave it to her son or daughter to apply to get a job. That mom is my guest. Who does she want to recommend to take care of her and her fellow guests? Not some lazy-ass C player. Hopefully she also thinks well enough of my restaurant that she would want her kid to come work here. So think about it again, how you can leverage simple things like this instead of now hiring banners and now hiring signs that scream to your guest, we're short-staffed, but come in anyway. This happened to me. I have a mall food court location, and somebody from the Apple store, one of my supervisors, turned around and gave me this one day. And it was just like touche moment. He got this business card from somebody that works at the Apple store downstairs. And basically on the front it says, you're amazing, we should talk. And on the back it talks about how great their service is, and they think that person would fit in. Man, it pissed me off that somebody would do that to one of my employees. We get poached all the time, don't we? Especially the good ones. Create a card just like this for you, so when you're out, I don't care if you're at a retail store, you're at a bank, you're anywhere, you got to be ready to fish. You have to be ready to fish. You have to have that card right there, just like that Apple employee did to my employee. Of course, now I had to negotiate a raise for him, okay, right? I mean, he played it up. You have to be ready. I have the same cards I use from Apply on the Go. I carry them in my little index card holder here. So if I run into a rock star, or, oh, you own a which? Oh, my son's looking for a job. Boom, here you go. The fish is trying to jump in my boat at this point. Literally, they are trying to jump in the boat. I don't even have a hook in the water. You got to be ready to catch the fish. Be ready.